Hello there and welcome to our news roundup for tonight. First off in our news, the Prime Minister Abdulaziz Jarrad chaired on Thursday a government meeting by video conference. The agenda focused on the examination of two draft executive decrees relating to the sectors of agriculture and rural development and that of fishing and fish production. During this meeting, the presentation of 4 communications relating to the sectors of culture, transport, interior and health were also made. The Minister of Communication government spokesman Ammar Belhimer gave the full details. He said first the government heard a statement presented by the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development relating to the examination of a draft executive decree amending and supplementing executive decree setting the rules applicable to agricultural cooperatives. He added that this draft executive decree aims to make the procedures for setting up agricultural cooperatives more flexible by reducing the documents required for their constitution, by transferring to the directors of the agricultural services of the province the reception of files and their processing at the local level, and by setting the deadline for their regulation. In addition, this draft decree also allows the opening up of the field cooperation to all agricultural sectors while facilitating new forms of organization and pooling of cooperative activities. The spokesman further added that the government heard a presentation by the Minister of Fisheries relating to the examination of a draft executive decree amending and supplementing executive decree fixing the market sizes of the biological resources. This draft executive decree falls within the framework of the preservation and sustainable exploitation of fishery resources, notably through the revision of the minimum market size of certain species in order to protect them and thus allow sustainable management of fishery resources. The Communication Minister went on saying, the government heard a presentation by the Minister of Culture on the new strategy for the protection and enhancement of cultural heritage within the framework of the new economic approach. As for the fourth point, Ammar Belhimer said the government heard a presentation by the Minister of Transport on the development of strategy of the air transport sector within the framework of the new economic and social approach. The proposed strategy encompasses all aspects related to air transport, in particular airport management, the development of air transport at the domestic and international levels. For the fifth point, the government heard a presentation by the Minister of Interior on 4 simple over-the-counter procurement projects with public companies for natural gas connection at the level of the province of Medea. The purpose of these projects is to connect the 7 municipalities in the province to the public natural gas distribution network. The said projects are part of the priority development program intended to address the concerns of the populations living in the grey zones. Finally, the spokesman concluded that the government heard a presentation by the Minister of Health on the project to build 700-bed University Hospital Center in Algiers. This health center is called upon to strengthen the care structures at the level of Algiers, the capital, and also contribute to the relieving of congestion and reducing the existing pressure on hospital structures. The purpose of this project is to provide high-level health services in all specialties. It will also take charge of the mission of training medical personnel in modern educational conditions.
In a working meeting, in line with the conclusions of the economic conference meeting with members of Algerian Commerce and Industry Chamber in France at the embassy, their aim is to involve the Algerian economic operators abroad in the national development. Considering them as a level of the economic diplomacy is the motto given to this first post-confinement meeting, the day after the National Economic Revival Conference. Algeria's ambassador to France said that the President of the Republic insisted on the contribution of the national community abroad through making its know-how available to our country, as well as the possibility of promoting exporting Algerian products, notably to France, and finally how to invest in Algeria. Renewable energies were at the heart of the debates, with the participation of several companies such as Sunji, a solar product developer design office offering self-consumption solutions present in Algeria since 2015. The Sunji representative said that it should be known that they also have many solutions to cover electrical disturbances, such as cuts and microcuts, by completely replacing the diesel power generator. Others aspire to develop green hydrogen and from there exploit it in the car industry. One of the investors said that it could also be used in electric cars. Their second project is to make electric vehicles and to make hydrogen batteries and switch to a clean and different energy which will cost less. Participants in this meeting stated that in many sectors they don't trust each other and that many others believe that only Algerians could invest in our country. The Algerian ambassador to France reassured that trusting each other and moving forward together is the spirit of the announcements made on this occasion.
The ordinance related to fighting gangs issued by the head of state Abdelmajid Tebboune was published in the last issue of the official gazette, which included also the ordinance pertaining to extending the competence in combating terrorism and the transnational organized crime. In this connection, new drastic measures are to be implemented with a view to uprooting this phenomenon of street gangs still wreaking havoc throughout the national territory. The measures range from considerable fines to a 3 to 20-year imprisonment.
Following the information disseminated by some newspapers and social media pages about the presence of sensitive materials stored at the level of the port of Skikda that pose a threat to the security of citizens in the neighboring residential and economic facilities, Interior Ministry reassured that these materials belonging to a private company are parcels containing solvent analysis and chemicals used for the production of paints, in addition to some containers of dangerous chemicals. These materials are subject to dispute before the competent authorities, concluded the same source.
A medical caravan kicked off on Thursday in the presence of the Health Minister Abdurrahman bin Bouzid under the slogan, "The Road to Prevention." This caravan will travel through the municipalities and landlocked areas of 7 southern provinces and the highlands for the benefit of the inhabitants of these regions. The Minister of Health said that this medical caravan will travel till November 7th for the benefit of the isolated regions of 7 provinces, namely Burj Barerij, Biskra, Msila, Jilfa, Laghwat, Al-Bayid, and Naama. 311 new confirmed cases of coronavirus were registered in Algeria during the last 24 hours, bringing the total number of confirmed cases to 45,469, while 260 people have recovered and left hospitals, bringing the overall number to 32,006. 6 new deaths were also recorded, bringing the number of mortalities to 1,531, according to the spokesman of the National Commission in charge of monitoring the evolution of the coronavirus pandemic, Professor Jamal Fourar, in his daily briefing.
In the province of Illizi, southeastern Algeria, temperature measurements, hydroalcoholic gels, social distancing, and all the barrier measures have been adopted to ensure the smooth running of exams at the Sheikh Hammoud bin Mukhtar University. An executive at the school said that they have put in place all the preventive measures to ensure the safety of all university employees and students. According to teachers, they are working in good conditions. The exams are going well, wishing good luck to all students. In this period of health crisis, students are obliged to be vigilant and strictly respect barrier measures to preserve their health and that of their families. In the province of Bashar, southern Algeria, the senior year student Yassir Garraz goes to his high school to attend his last revision sessions with his teachers, a last step before the D-Day slated for September 13th. He said that teachers are there to answer all their questions and that it was difficult during the confinement period to reach their help. According to teachers, the revisions are going well and students didn't forget their assignment during this period of confinement. Students are facing a lot of stress, therefore psychological support is necessary in order to help them pass their exam in the best way possible, while preventive measures remain top priority for students and teachers as well. That was it for our news roundup. Thanks for joining us. Good night.